Hey, high levelers, Rayo Daniel here. In this video, what I really want to do is help people who are currently in the high level system, who have a high level account, and you're looking to get started with high level, help you maybe choose a particular niche. Now, I've created several videos, I think some regarding HVAC, landscaping, auto detailing. This particular video is going to be over pest control. Now, I have never, particularly myself, just all truth be told, I have never targeted pest control people, but I do understand the pest control business, and that is because in my previous life, I was a real estate broker. As a real estate broker, I own my own brokerage. Now, I didn't really go through and do listings and things like that with my brokerage. I established my brokerage for the part of simply doing property management. So right now, at the time, I did sell that business. I'm no longer in it. It was just a little bit too hard for me to maintain and find employees and things like that. Another problem. But I did run that for 8 years until I actually sold it. Sold it, made a good little chunk of money and left that. But as being managing with a couple of hundred units, you can imagine I had to deal with pest control companies all the time. So we had a vendor list of just multiple, probably a dozen pest control companies that we used, cycle through. Some people came in, some people didn't. I at least understand the pest control business from their perspective because I had to deal with them. I had to deal with their scheduling. I talked to them on the phone from business owner to business owner. I dealt with their problems. So I do have a little bit of an insight into what this is. And I wanted to show you, or at least express to you some of the good things that I think that you can actually do with pest control companies to sell them services. Now, what services would really be a good idea to fit in pest control? There are two, and I'm going to give you some additional resources on what you can do to actually sell to them, sell the high level services. Now, of these two services, I would recommend number one, reputation management. That's always going to be a good one because people who deal with pest control want to get in and want to get out with it. So sometimes the pest control people, believe it or not, may not even see the owners. The owners may be busy. If you've ever had pest control come in and spray your house, they go and do their own thing, right? They don't really talk to you. And then when they're finished, they're off and they're doing the next thing. Reputation management really is a good service that you can sell them, and it's something they can readily, easily afford, as long as you keep the price point somewhere probably between $197 and probably $397, depending upon what you're offering. Now, the other service that I want to sit back and tell you about is being able to sell AI services using Highlevel. Now, the services I'm talking about with AI are going to be voice AI, obviously, because some of these pest control companies, they don't really have a receptionist. And I'm going to give you a couple different examples that I've dealt with, at least when I ran my property management company. So I had the small guy. Now, the small guy is the one that probably is harder to get a hold of. He's the one that ultimately I would say is the cheapest, but also less reliable, at least from my perspective. So with this, what would happen is I would try to get a hold of him, send him a text, send him an email, trying to get him scheduled to get out and get something done, because maybe that particular client that he's going out to, I'm trying to reduce the expenses on what the cost for pest control is. So I might hire him just to get out and go do it cheaply and get it done. Now, some of the bigger jobs, the small guys can't do, like pest control companies, some of the smaller guys that can't do things like bed bugs and some of the other bigger jobs, because that requires special chemicals, special training, things like that you really can't do as a single person. So one of the things, you've got the single person. This is a sort of a one-man show. He does his phone number, or his cell phone number is his main business line. He sits back and he goes out and he could probably make a very good living from this easily. I'm saying 6 figures going out and getting this stuff, getting it done. But the problem is that after he goes out and does all the work every day, he's missed phone calls, obviously, because he's just so busy. He doesn't always necessarily have time to reply to people when he's out working, because his job is to move from one customer to the next. Now, if you can imagine, this person can't answer the phone. They may or may not have a website, which I'll get to that in a little bit later on in the video. But they may not have a website. They may not have any other way the person to contact them. And really, once they're in there, they just want to go in, get paid. And for the most part, some of these people don't even collect payment right there. They have to invoice it and send them out a letter and invoice later, which I know sounds crazy, but they don't even have the ability to do in high level, kind of like how you could take a credit card on the back of the mobile app and do tap to pay. If you didn't know that, that's a pretty cool feature. You can, if you have the mobile app, you can actually do tap to pay, so that that pest control person, if you want to set them up, can actually use Highlevel to do the billing and could take payment right there without having to do anything else and just use your whole account to do all of it. Now, again, this is why I would say when I said pricing from $197 to $397, because if you're going to include invoicing and doing the mobile app and payment on top of reputation management or AI, then you're going to push those services up a little bit more, because obviously he would pay more to have these common services. Because think about this, think about at the end of the day, when he goes out and he does all this, he might have to, number one, they would either manually write a bill and give it to the person and potentially look for a check or something like that, or cash, or if they have to make a credit card payment, maybe they might have something online to do. But right now, the problem is just getting the payment from them. They have to go back to the office every day at the end of the day and actually write out invoices, send them, mail them out, or even email them out using their sort of online billing system. Now, they have to have some kind of billing system to maintain who paid, who hasn't paid, and things like that. but they have to wait pretty much to the end of the day to do that. They're going to go through their whole cycle, go to the day, go to the office at the end of the day, and then do all the billing, and then hopefully goes home if they don't have any phone calls to sit back and try to answer as well. But again, if they get phone calls, they're losing customers because if that person didn't answer, they're going to move on to the next person. They try to go to the person's website, they don't have one. So this right here is where AI can really help them out. Not only gather the information, collect the data, but you could potentially even schedule the appointment all online through the Highlevel platform. Now, keep in mind, Highlevel does have calendars. So again, remember when I talked about the pricing, that sort of $197 to $397. If you want to include the invoicing, the tap to pay, you can have an actual appointment calendar setting configured, which I'm going to show you that too. And here you should have a snapshot built for these, by the way, and I'm going to show you the one I built and just helps you be able to build it even that much faster. But you should have a snapshot that you put in place that can easily handle all of these things just whenever you create their account. But to actually put calendaring and billing and actually have the appointment set up automatically through AI, then of course you're going to be pushing up more to the $297 to $397 range to get that much service and to get that much value in, because the person now, they're just getting, with AI, they're just going to be getting customers and appointments every single day handled directly through AI without them ever having to make a phone call. That's the whole point about it. But when you're dealing with pest control companies, you do have to have the infrastructure and the platform in order to be able to provide the services. And that's exactly what Highlevel gives you. And I'm going to show you the components of that. I'm going to show you my snapshot and how I do all that stuff. And that way you guys can look at potentially even making your own. So AI is a really good service that pest control companies need and can use and will pay for because they understand that this is going to save them time, money, and actually get them more customers. As a matter of fact, you could probably even help them because they might actually be using another software to do scheduling or things like that they're paying too much money for, and they could just cancel that service and just use your platform for Highlevel that includes some of the other features like the calendaring I told you about, the billing, the tap to pay, and the CRM system. You can put all of that stuff in there and they just include AI on top of it. And of course, if they don't have a website, give them just a little templated website. The website for pest control companies does not have to be perfect. It doesn't. All it has to be is what's the business name? What services do you provide? Maybe some costs on there, or at least some average costs. And ultimately a good frequently asked questions list that you can sit back and look at saying, okay, maybe I can, if the person has a question, they can look and find the answer to that question. And then when they do, then they can go to the chat widget that's directly on the site, say, hey, I'd like to hire you. When can you come out? That's exactly when the AI bot takes over while the pest control guy continues to run around. Now, moving up a little bit here, there's a couple of other higher levels for pest control companies. But next thing you know, you've got the next guy that pretty much has a receptionist, and it might be him and maybe another technician or another couple technicians out. They might have two trucks. They might use their own personal vehicles for that. But these are the people that actually have a receptionist. Now, again, this business, they're doing a lot more volume. So this means that the person who's answering the phone is answering a lot more phone calls from people. They're getting a lot more volume, and they're also doing a lot more billing, invoicing, and there's a lot more work for that receptionist to do other than to pick up the phone and answer it. So again, AI would be a great fit for all of that because then they could simply let AI take the information and either set up the appointment or pass the information along, or depending on if the person has a particular keyword or something that they say, you could trigger the AI bot simply forward the message into the office and then let them take that live. Ultimately, what you're trying to do is just reduce the load on that front person, not miss any phone calls, gather web leads and data, and be able to respond to customers in real time with answers to their questions so that they schedule an appointment, period. Okay. And again, companies like this, again, are still busy. That front desk person pretty much gets the brunt of all the reputation management. Hey, we're just finished with this person. Send them a Google review. Yeah, send them a review link. Okay, great. Now I have to go find the email that I send to everybody and copy that one and paste it and maybe change the name on the email to something. So right now, using the reputation management system that I'm going to tell you about a little bit later on here in the video, you can simply just watch this, take my free snapshot. I give you a free reputation management snapshot that you can use. And now it's not 100%. I'm going to tell you that. It's not like you just install it and you're done. No, it's not. But it will get you 70, 80% of the way there. And then you can customize the rest of it based upon the services that you're going to have. But it's going to get you the majority of the way there and really help you out. So again, that's free. And I'm going to show you where you get that as well by the end of the video here. So I'm just trying to right now help you understand the pest control companies, their thought processes and things like that, so that you can help when you go and you talk to them or email them, what kind of pain points that you can hit on in these emails that can help them say, hey, yes, I need that particular service because I'm too busy running my business. I don't have time to follow with everybody on Google reviews, even though I would really love to. Okay. So again, Google review system, this is where you need to sit back and make sure that it makes sense from a price perspective. I've seen people try to price review management up really high, like $397, $497. To be honest, I'm just letting you know, honestly here, my opinion here, $197 to $297 is the best optimal range for selling reputation management services because it is a very easy service for you as the GoHighLevel user to set up inside of Highlevel. And once you set it up, you don't really have to mess with it again. Now, I go over a couple of different ways that you can actually sit back and do this depending upon your client. And again, I'm going to go over that a little bit later on and give you the resources that you need to understand what kind of clients you're looking for. And then based upon that client, what kind of setup you'll need to do for them. Because not all clients are going to be the same. Some clients are going to, again, like the pest control guy, are going to be alone by themselves. That needs maybe full automation. And you can automate all of it, that everybody's all on the Highlevel platform. But then you might have to deal with a hybrid system where the pest control company is actually on a separate software that they're still using for something else, maybe scheduling or billing, but they don't have anything to handle their upfront AI marketing, lead generation, lead processing. That's where the Highlevel system, you can just bolt that right on, and you might actually need some communication between both of those systems. So I will give you the resources for those a little bit later on. So right now, these are the types of services that you can actually sit back and sell to Highlevel, to the clients that you actually have for pest control. And hopefully right now that kind of gives you at least a good enough perspective of what they need and why they need it, and just the prices that you can price it at. Because these are the things that I really see people struggling with, is providing services for people, like what to provide, why I need to provide it, what business problem that I'm solving for this. And by the way, that's one of the things, as an affiliate of GoHighLevel, a lot of times I sit back and have calls with my affiliates, which by the way, if you're looking to get signed up for Highlevel or even looking to upgrade to the Agency Pro, something like that, if you use my link below, they're all in the video description. You do get all my bonuses and access to me from what I'm just about to talk about. But when I have strategy calls with my affiliates, they oftentimes ask me what plans to sell, what services to sell, and they really get stuck with that. And I often recommend, and I still do, before you actually sit back and get into Highlevel and get into a trial, if you haven't, if you've already got into it, then that's fine. But I really recommend people go through some kind of training. I offer a SaaS Jumpstart training where I go through and at least explain to you about the Highlevel platform, the services that you can sell. And one of the features that I do give out to people that I want to make sure that you know about is the AI Employee Playbook. This is a complete course of Highlevel written that I do offer to everybody for free, by the way. If you sign up for my SaaS Jumpstart course and link below, you get the AI Employee Playbook. And this playbook is what will teach you how step-by-step, how to build an AI business, what services to sell, how to sell it, objections to overcome, fulfillment, onboarding. It is a really good course that I recommend if you're looking to go the AI route with pest control companies. Sign up for the SaaS Jumpstart course, get that done, watch the training, and get to the point where you feel comfortable. And then when you want to get in to Highlevel and you can start, then click on my affiliate link, and then you can start your 30-day free trial. And then at that point, now you've got 30 days to get back and get up and going. So that's just my little plug of how I'd recommend people get started. But if you already have Highlevel and you're looking to get started here, then you can always join my SaaS Jumpstart group below. It is free. The AI Employee Playbook is free. Go through and take a look at it. You can watch it. It is several hours long of all the courses and categories that are in there. But that gives you a really great idea and some other resources of how you can start building an AI agency and what services you can actually sell and how you would sell it to them. Now, the other thing recommended is starting a reputation management business. So right now, I actually I'm not going to go through how to do and what to sell for reputation management. I just wanted to put that thought into your head because I do offer additional videos. And I'm going to link those in this video description as well. But these are some reputation management videos that walk you through my snapshot that I offer for free. And in that video and in that training, I go through all the different services, how you can sell it, why you would sell it, and things like that, and even how to get leads for it. All of that stuff is in there. And I just don't want to duplicate it in this video. I want to just keep it high level so that maybe you can sit back and get it thinking in your head. What do I really want to offer? Is this something that I really want to be able to deal with? Do I know the pest control business good enough, or are there enough people in my area to really make it worthwhile to go after? Because to be honest, pest control is not really a great thing to go after. The same thing for pest control, by the way, you can actually do for people that do home inspections. So if you don't, that's another one that you can often do. And one of the things that I would look for, just like a little ninja tip, I wouldn't call it a ninja tip, just a tip, is look for these pest control companies that might have 24/7 service. Now, there are some people that actually can come out there at 24/7. If they have 24/7 service, then most likely they probably have an answering service. And any business that actually pays for an answering service, which by the way is at least going to be somewhere between $100 to $300, depending upon the number of calls that they get, you can now replace an entire answering service with voice AI. This is one of the reasons, like one of the good things is, hey, you're already paying $200 a month just for your answering service, as well as all these other things. I'm going to charge you $397 a month to do this, or $497. So you can just cancel that, and then this software can do all of that for you. And for an additional $200 a month, you get all of this other cool stuff. So that's just a way that you can sit back and sell and look for those people because they are, again, already paying for something. So right now, I know I've been talking just about the business, what you can do. Let me hop in, just going to show you some of the things that I would recommend that you have at least available or build right off the bat to make you a little bit more successful with pest control. So let me hop in here. Now where I'm at right now, this right here is I'm building a snapshot here. And I'm showing this to you. I don't really have a pest control snapshot. I have several other industry specific ones, but what I'm doing is I'm combining and I'm going to be building a service business snapshot. And this is just something for me. I'm probably going to end up selling it on the GoHighLevel marketplace. But this is really it's going to contain probably 6, 7, 8 different industries, including pest control. It's going to be including auto detailing, landscaping, HVAC, and a few more things that I'm going to stick in there. But any one of those industries, it's going to have everything that you need for that in this particular snapshot. And again, I'm going to try to keep the price very reasonable. So if this is something you're interested in, just hit me up, leave me a comment or something like that, and we can work on getting you maybe a pre-copy of the snapshot. But I'm building this and it should be finished here within about the next week. But this is going to be really meant and built for any particular industry. So depending on what you're looking for, you can just simply select the components out of here that you want. So if it's pest control, you select the pest control components and then deploy that down to your account. All of that stuff can be done, and then everything is already set up. So one of the things that you should always have inside of your snapshot is just the calendars. And keep in mind, they don't have to be very specific, just at least something to do with service appointments. And then depending upon your niche, something to do estimates. Now, estimates they're not really done a whole lot with pest control unless it's like a big job. If you're coming in and you're doing something like bed bugs that potentially could be a couple of $1,000, most pest control companies just want to come out and fix the particular problem. They don't want to necessarily come out and give you an estimate. But let's just say if you're an HVAC company, then yes, you would definitely have people that are calling you for replacement on heaters and air conditioners and things like that. Would be something that you need. So why not build an estimate and an appointments calendar built in to your particular snapshot all in one? Now, right now, I would highly recommend, I am going to show you where you can get all of my snapshots at here in just a little bit, but I would recommend getting those because ultimately some of those I'm going to be taking offline here within about the next month or so. So anyway, calendars is one thing that you definitely need. The next thing is, again, we talked about for companies, pest control companies that need a particular website. These are things that you should have at least one templated site that you could just offer them for free. That would be my recommendation. Don't necessarily charge them for it unless you need to do like a lot of customization to it. You might have a couple of $100 setup fee for customizing the template, but right now inside of this particular one, you should have at least one website. And I'm just going to show you here for the pest control. And again, it's not really a whole lot. It's just a home page, contact us basically, and then schedule an appointment. If they want to schedule appointments, you should have something on there for that. So this is what it looked like. And again, if you're going to build this out, have somebody build it for you. Just use some of the basic components inside of Highlevel. Again, it does not have to be super nice. It just has to be functional. Now, this right here, I do not have any of it's not published right now, but this right here is just something, again, this is the location name, so it pulls the company. You can just change this. This is a custom value that's built into this, that as soon as you update the custom value with the logo, boom, all the logos automatically change. And you have something that looks like this. Anytime you put the different phone number, the phone number changes up in here for a call us button. Boom, they've got schedule a service appointment. They can click on that and go to an appointment. Over here, I don't have it, but you can just have the little website chat widget pop up. And again, take a look. I do have one. Highlevel has just come out with an all-in-one chat widget. So if you wanted to, depending upon where you're at, you could offer SMS, email chat, live chat, or WhatsApp chat. It will allow them to choose which one of those communication methods they want to actually go with. It's pretty cool. I just created a video over that. Look at my channel for that to create one of those. But you can have that on here, and now they can start attracting customers directly from that particular website. And of course, when they have a website, the ranking on Google and the Google business listings goes up. Google likes to see that you make sure that you have a website, a point of presence, and that they could start referring people to you because people want to see what they're buying or answer questions before they have to sit back and give you a call. So right now, again, just simple about us. Yeah, what we do. Here's our services, pest control. Maybe it does residential, commercial, termite, mosquito, bed bug, rodent. Could be squirrel. It could be any other moles in the yard. I don't know if you guys do that, but you can always extend it. But this is just a basic template that you can simply fill out. And I do sit back and have I did take a little bit of time on this one and build a big, long, frequently asked questions list. So I compiled this through a bunch of other just frequently asked questions that people would ask from other companies. I just compiled all that, made everything generic. In this kind of case, it doesn't have any company names or anything in it. So you can always use it for your company. Now, why would I want to sit back and have a huge frequently asked questions on the website? Number one, it actually solves two problems. Number one, if you have an FAQ, people will spend time looking at this. Now, I know if you take a look, this is a lot, right? This is crazy on here, but if you have it, why not put it on your site? Because people may be searching for it. And again, this right here is just the regular testimonial widget from people that leave reviews. If you're doing reputation management, you can include that as well. But again, the two parts are number one, to sit back and answer people's questions. They can simply search through the page, find a particular answer if they wanted to. And then number two, you could use this page to help program the AI bot. It'll scan through all of these frequently asked questions and then use these questions and answers as a way of responding to questions from people that do the live chat through Conversation AI. So again, it serves two particular purposes on that if you build it that way. And again, trying to keep it generic, but this is really just a basic page. And then of course, if you want to come here and if you ever want to sit back and schedule an appointment, it'll just simply go to appointment page if you want to book it. And then you could schedule an appointment, simple calendar, change the logos here. Again, keeping it simple. All you're doing is giving these pest control companies a website almost for free. If they don't have it, that's another benefit. I'm going to give you a website, put your name on there. People are going to be able to take a look at it here and then start booking appointments. If you don't want to book an appointment, then simply take that link out. Take this little link out and just have some text there. That's all you need to do. So that right there is at least something that you should have inside of your snapshot if you create it. Also, some of the things that you should have in here are your basic workflows and automations. So you should have just a basic appointments because we're dealing with 2 calendars. So basically any service business in the snapshot can use any one of those 2 calendars. If you're dealing with a service-based business, you're going to be dealing with potentially appointments or you're going to be dealing with estimates from them. So either one of those, you'll be ready to go. And these appointments are already tied in. The appointment reminders and all the other type of workflows are already tied into the calendars that are already in here. So you don't really need to do anything. As soon as you put them in place, just simply turn them on, activate them, and you're going to be good to go. So that right there is done. Some of these are very specific to auto detailing, database reactivation. So again, these are some of the nurture campaigns, depending upon who you're going after. For it, you can sit back and maybe reactivate for pest control. Maybe you get a list of their previous customers and then send them a review request to try to get more reviews if you're selling them review management. That right there is a very typical situation, but having that in here for you to be able to have database reactivation campaigns directly with your customer, especially if you're dealing with Google reviews, that right there is almost going to be a must for your snapshot that you had. So this right here is just any of the estimates that you actually get. If you do estimates or things like that, if they've been approved, or if you've given an estimate and you want to sit back and nurture them in a nurture sequence, that's already built out. Here we've got HVAC and then pest control. So again, we have several different ones that we're dealing with here. If you want to deal with pipeline management, that is already in here. Reputation management. So you could simply use these templates that I already have in here. And some of these are the ones that I actually have in my reputation management snapshot. So those are already in there. And depending upon which way you want to go, I offer you several different things inside of the customer nurture. And I'm going to put some more stuff in there. But it's going to have things like whether or not you want to use your own SMS or emails, or you want to use the review management email templates. All of this stuff should be inside of your snapshot and be available when you deploy it. So it has everything in there that your team needs to just turn it on and to get it done. Now, some of the other things that I haven't necessarily put in here, by the way, that you can, is you can actually program, if you want to make it very specific, you can program voice AI agents and actually program the prompt and things like that, and even the conversation AI, and actually store that in the snapshot as well, if you want to. Now, I'm not going to have it in here because depending upon what you're dealing with here, you might want to customize those yourselves instead of having them in a snapshot. But if you've already got a niche like pest control that you're dealing with here, then you could just simply create that and have it inside of your snapshot to deploy it. And that's just one less thing you need to be able to do if you're selling AI services to your customers. So again, your snapshot doesn't have to have a whole lot. Inside of here, we got the website, but we also have things like pest control offer funnels. So if you ever want to do like a database reactivation campaign for your business, now I spoke about doing one for reputation management, but you can also do a database reactivation campaign and get people who use your services in the past back in by maybe offering them a coupon, 10% off or special deal or something like that to get them back into your system. So that right there, there's already a funnel built for this, and you have a couple of different funnels that you could use and lead magnets. So it's just things like that are already in here for you to be able to utilize. Now, some of the things as far as reputation management that I want to be able to give you, the link to the snapshot should be in the video that you have here, but if not, you can go to snapshots.rayodaniel.com. You'll see this page. Basically, you can simply click here, download the snapshots, and then that'll give you access to my community. And then inside of the learning tab of the community, you can access all the stuff. And let's go ahead and take a look at that so I can show you what you get when you actually sign up for the AI. If you want to log in and get the AI employee playbook, which again is free, it's something that I offer for free as part of my SaaS Jumpstart community. So here we go. We got about 3,700 or so people in here now, but you want to just click on the learning tab. All of these things right here are available. You get all of the stuff in here. The AI employee playbook, if you click on this and open it up, this right here has a ton of stuff between what is an introduction, how to do the tech setup inside of here, how to do prospecting and sales, fulfillment, all of that stuff you get as part of the course, which is pretty awesome. And again, that's a free, I would say recommend taking that first before you sign up for Highlevel. If you already signed up, then feel free to take it if you want to be able to build an AI agency. That's a great start. Here's all the free snapshots that I offer you here. This action plan I offered for free. If you're just getting started, it's 30 days of how to get your Highlevel set up really quickly to get ready to do business. So take a look at that if you want. And then we have the business models right here. This is another course. There's about 9 different things in here besides AI, besides doing reputation management that you can simply sell. If you want to do selling websites, if you want to do database reactivation by itself, these are additional services that you can do as well. And I'm going to let you take a look at that at your own will and just take a look at that and see if that's something that you want to do. But to get started, hopefully here you've at least learned what the pest control company business looks like, what you have, what the owner's thinking about, what's going through their mind, how they're set up, and then how you could potentially save them their business problems by implementing AI and reputation management, the cost and the savings that you have by doing that, both of which are going to save them time, give them more business in one way, shape, or form. So with AI, They're going to save time by not entering phone calls, getting business automatically scheduled to the calendar. And then with reputation management, you're building a better online priority so people choose them more. And then they start getting more business just simply from that. So guys, I hope you found the video at least useful. I'm going to have all the resources I talked about linked in this particular video. So you can sit back and use those other resources if you want to sit back and go after pest control companies. But I just want to kind of give you an introduction, how they work, and hopefully you found it useful here. If you did, click the like button, leave me a comment. I do appreciate it. And guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye-bye.